Are you ready for more stuff? Well, we're here, and if there's one thing I got, it's stuff. You know why? Because this is the Main Street Randy Land YouTube channel. Hooray! Well, I was not big into sports when I was a kid. You know, I was that kid in grammar school when we played dodgeball, bombardment, you know, with that red ball that the bullies would whip their arm at you and it would bounce off you and you'd be knocked out cold on the floor. I would be the one that would be good at running and hiding behind other people. And I oftentimes would be the last one left because I wasn't getting hit by that stupid ball until the end when they had all the balls and there was no way I'm going to beat the team. And then they all come together and balls come flying from everywhere and you just kind of huddle down and get hit and it's over with. But baseball wasn't my thing. Football wasn't my thing. Hockey. What else was there? I don't know. Track and field. I didn't like any of that stuff. I played fascination. That's what I did. I was a highlight player. You know, that's pretty good. Not everybody can say that. But how did we get into this subject? I know we were just talking about baseball. I was showing somebody a baseball machine. But another big game in arcades was basketball. Now, I have a couple basketball games in here. If you remember, I have that crown basketball with the balls. You press the button, and it jumps up out of the hole, and you got to press the right hole and the number, and it goes to the other basket. And I have that set shot basketball. Remember, we did an episode on that. We have to do the handles. The thing's flying. Beautiful game with such graphics. Nice old one. But do you know they also had other types? They had these games where, you know, the mannequin would be like this with his arms, and you turn the handle so he could catch the ball, and then you move him over, and you squeeze the handle, and he goes up like this, and he tries to throw the ball into the basket. Well, they made only a couple variations of that, and they're all very collectible today because they're all very old penny arcade games, but here's one that's really rare. Really, really, really rare. It shouldn't even be here. It is the Genco Monkey Jungle Basketball. Now, Genco is one of my favorite old companies. I love the Genco. And somehow or another, you know, this is how your mind works. When you think of Genco, what do you think of? You think of Don Vito Corleone. You know, with the Genco olive oil company, you know, where they were selling the olive oil and the two guys in the hats and the black coats are standing behind him while he sits at the desk because they're really selling olive oil, right? Yeah. Little finger on the side of the nose. Well, this is made by Genco from Chicago, as if Chicago had any gangsters, certainly not. And it's a monkey jungle theme. And look, there's a monkey by the basket. And look at the back. I mean, that's cardboard that's painted. It's a jungle scene. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful with elephants and giraffes and rhinos and all that stuff? The glass is actually in pretty good shape. Got a little flaking in the corner where the heat from the game over light would constantly be on. And, you know, but this is the kind of game that just screams penny arcade. You look at those score dials and you see 1000, 1000. Those score dials are cardboard. Cardboard. They're not even plastic. So the cardboard gets brittle, and over the years they break, and you know they get stained, and sometimes they even catch on fire. If the coil that turns it would get hot and burn, you'd burn a hole through the cardboard. So I mean, this stuff, this is like, it doesn't survive. And here it is, the Genco. And look, the monkey guy, can you see his face? You see this? Look at that face. He's like one of those, you know, Neanderthal monkey men. Now, I did not repaint him, you see? He's got paint coming off, but I'm keeping him original because I look at that face and those eyes. I think that's wonderful, a little monkey man in there. And he's playing basketball. Now, who would have thought, all these years later, I gotta say, this is probably a 40s game. If this is 50s, maybe. this tube here in the middle is where the balls will come up. Now I got to put my money in. Now this one, because I got to limit how many people are going to actually play this, I've made this a whopping 4 quarters to play. I could have gone 5, but I left the spacer in. We're going for 4. Now again, this has been sitting all winter, and we shall see if it's going to work for me. He's not gonna start. He's sick of me already. Well, I got 4 more quarters. This is when you call the attendant. Attendant! Try it again. Nothing. Now it's partially working. I hear it resetting. It didn't reset my 1,000. We'll give it one more shot, then we have to get a key. We'll see what's going on here. Nope, got to get a key. Ah, first shot. Well, there's a lot of good stuff there. Let's see what we got. There we go. All right, now, you see him turning? Let's catch the ball. Oh, I'm not catching him. I'm gonna lift my arms up a little bit. We'll catch that ball. All right, now I turn, and we'll shoot. Look at that. I got the 1,000 bonus on that one. All right, now it stopped on me after 6 shots, which it shouldn't have done. So it's definitely something that's the shot counting that is holding me back here. All right. All right, here we go. He's trying to turn off too early. Whatever the issue is, it's going to have to be cured. No, still. Look at that. Hey, I'm pretty good at this. Oh. All right. Now, I got to tell you, I can tell you what the problem is already. You know why? I smell it. The selenium rectifier all the way in the back there. You see that? Those 4 discs? It's starting to bow through. And when that weakens, then you're not getting enough current to your relays and they're not holding on. So that's what's going on. The circuits are good, but we're probably low on power because that selenium rectifier is going down. I might be able to get around it by adding a capacitor to keep the power high enough, but I really should change that because when those things go, boy, oh boy, it's like somebody brought in those rotten egg Stink bombs. But I like to try to keep them as original as possible. The extra circuitry you saw was a protection so that the machine is not going to just keep running if somebody starts it and they walk away, that it's going to turn it off. And that's why you see some timer circuits in there. But the Monkey Jungle basketball by Genco, you know, if I had to guess how much that thing's worth, I'd say to the right collector, probably $30,000. I bet you. You know, where are you going to find a Monkey Jungle basketball? Well, there's one right here, and you'll be able to play it at the Retro Arcade and Fascination. Isn't that fun? Oh, I love them to pieces. Well, we'll see you next time. The Main Street Randy Land YouTube channel. Hooray! Love this guy.